Our fellow viewers, welcome to Flokel Show, a show that informs, shares, and educates. We are taking this video because of the concerns which have come up because of the social media issues. And for all Kenyans, we need to inform them the following. There are 3 laws that the Flokel Show would highlight that we are supposed to understand and know the consequences when we are using social media. And these laws will have some legal implication on those people who are creating content online. The first law is what we call Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act of 2018. The second law is Data Protection Act of 2019. And we also have the third law, which is Kenya Information and Communications Act. Why I'm taking this initiative is to at least enlighten a few things that are likely to put some people in problems, and we need to know, because they always say in law that ignorance has no defense. And to be very keen, I will zero in on only one law which was formed for the purpose of understanding how this law will be applied to those people who go against it. And this is the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act of 2018. I'll just go through the few offenses, and of course the penalties recommended for the offenders. The first offense is cyber harassment. Cyber harassment has to do with the posting of offensive, threatening, or indecent content online with the intent to harm, intimidate, or harass an individual. And what are the penalties? The fine should not exceeding 20 million, or imprisonment of a term not exceeding 10 years, or both. In other words, if you see a penalty of a fine not exceeding 20 million, it means the judge is at liberty to charge you and fine you 20 million. I'm not very sure that many Kenyans will afford this. The offense number 2 is fake news and false information. This means publishing false information online that causes panic, incitement to violence, or affects national security. And what is the penalty recommended for this? A fine not exceeding 5 million Kenyan shillings, or imprisonment of up to 2 years, or both. Offense number 3 is trolling and online defamation. This offense has to do with publishing content on social media or on other platforms that defame another person or tarnishes their reputation. And what is the penalty? Fines or imprisonment based on the damage caused under defamation laws. In other words, we have the law of defamation, but of course there will also be heavy penalties. The fourth offense is what we refer to as hate speech and incitement. This offense has to do with posting or sharing hate speech or inciting violence based on ethnicity, region, or other discriminatory grounds. And the penalty is as per the National Cohesion and Integration Act. And mostly the fines are not exceeding 1 million, or imprisonment for up to 5 years, or both. The fifth offense is cyberbullying. This offense has to do with using online platforms to repeatedly harass, insult, or demean someone. What is the penalty for this? Fine not exceeding 20 million, or imprisonment of up to 10 years, or both. I hope everybody who is creating content is getting to understand this. Very few of those people that will be able to raise 20 million. And of course, the easy option is to serve imprisonment of 10 years. I don't think there is any youth who graduated only to come and go to jail for 10 years. The sixth offense is distribution of obscene or indecent content. This offense means sharing sexually explicit or obscene materials online, including on social media. And what is the penalty for this? Fine not exceeding Kenyan shillings 5 million, or imprisonment of up to 5 years, or both. The seventh offense is child pornography. This offense has to do with creating, sharing, or possessing explicit images of minors or social media or online platforms. And the penalty for this is fine not exceeding Kenyan shillings 20 million or imprisonment of up to 25 years or both. For those who are engaging children to do social media content, I hope you are getting this. If it becomes a crime, then of course you can check the penalty or even the term you serve in jail. Offense number 8 is what we call identity theft and impersonation. And this offense has to do with using someone else's identity to create fake accounts or impersonate them online. And what is the penalty for this? It's a fine not exceeding 20 million or imprisonment of up to 10 years or both. Offense number 9 is unauthorized sharing of intimate images of other people. This offense has to do with sharing private, sexual, or intimate images of someone without their consent. And what is the penalty for this? A fine not exceeding 5 million Kenyan shillings or imprisonment of up to 5 years or both. And this trend has always been very common, especially when we had lovers, and then of course they fall apart. They are always fond of exposing their former loved ones on social media. Then of course they know the consequences as per this offense. Offense number 10 is promoting or aiding criminal activities online. And this offense has to do with using social media to promote or assist criminal activities, e.g. terrorism, fraud, drug trafficking, etc. And the penalty for this depends on the severity of the offense, but penalties can include imprisonment of up to 30 years or fines as prescribed under terrorism and criminal laws. If you hear 30 years, it means, of course, if it was a fine, in other ones, this one may not even have option of a fine. That is, of course, to do with serving that duration. Then offense number 11 is unauthorized publication of personal data. This mostly will touch on Data Protection Act. This offense has to do with sharing someone's personal information without consent, causing harm, and the penalty for this will be a fine not exceeding Kenyan shillings 3 million or imprisonment of up to 3 years or both. Having said that, then we have the relevant legislations which I mentioned that we are supposed to be very much aware of. I said one of them is Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act of 2018. We have the Penal Code, and then we have Kenya Information and Communications Act. We have National Cohesion and Integration Act. We have Data Protection Act of 2019. These laws aim to regulate the growing misuse of online and social media platforms in Kenya, ensuring accountability and protecting individuals from harm in digital space. In conclusion, I have this to say. It is for us Kenyans to decide to what extent we have freedom of speech and what now becomes a crime. Let us protect one another. Let us do what is within the law, and let us build one Kenya, one nation. Thank you so much for watching a Flockel Show. Continue subscribing, and we shall continue informing you. And of course, you can comment and tell us what you feel about the presentations that we have given. In case we have erred, we are saying Flockel Show is not a monopoly of knowledge, and it is important. Of course, as he said also, we don't have lawyers in Flockel Show, but we are trying to pass the information on basic law or concerning law based on what is already in the public domain. Thank you so much, and continue viewing Flockel Show.